We're making puppy chow, and I don't mean dog food. Come on! Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the almost weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're tackling low carb puppy chow. Muddy buddies. Something. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so today we are tackling that addictive sweet and salty snack that I think is officially known as Muddy Buddies. Most of you, or many of you, may know it as puppy chow. When I was in about second grade and our entire class made it in elementary school, we did it around the Christmas holidays and it was known as Reindeer Chow. So by whatever name you call it, this stuff seems to show up on the snack table around the holidays because it's just an easy thing to sort of keep throwing in your face. It is really addictive, that sweet and salty mixture, and it's made with Chex Mix or Chex cereal, which is a corn-based, rice-based cereal that is super high in carbs. But today we're going to be making a low-carb or keto version of that made with the dreaded ingredient, dun dun dun, pork rinds. Sorry, don't turn off the video just yet. I have been seeing this popping up everywhere, and I recently saw the Keto Twins. I believe they did it last year, and then later in the year they did it with pork rinds. The Keto Twins, like me, do not enjoy pork rinds made in a sweet recipe. This is not super great, the ones that I've tried. They swear this is different. I remember making something that was supposed to be like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the cereal, years ago, using pork rinds and cinnamon and sugar and all that stuff, and it was our sweetener, and it was not good, not great at all. I could still taste the pork rinds, and it just wasn't something I enjoyed. They felt the same way, but they swear that this is good, so I'm holding them to it. We're going to test out the original recipe, which is chocolate and peanut butter, and then they also created, the Keto Twins, a second version that was white chocolate and strawberry. So we're going to tackle both of those today, so let's get settled in for puppy chow. Okay, so let's get started on this first recipe. This is the chocolate and peanut butter version of this, and obviously this is going to involve pork rinds, and you're going to want to get everything ready to go before you get started, because it's going to go quickly. This just takes some melting in the microwave and some shaking in a bag and some mixing. So they used a 2.5 ounce bag of pork rinds. Mine is a little bit larger than that, and so I'm going to measure this out in a minute to make sure that we have 2.5 ounces pork rinds, because this is a 4 ounce bag. The most important thing that they said was that the pieces needed to be small, about 1/2 inch. The larger pieces like this give you more of a pork rind flavor. So I don't have the Epic brand that they had. It's hard to find in my area, and I didn't want to wait for a mail order delivery, so we're just going to go with this. So just make sure you've got fairly small pieces. You don't want a lot of the dust, so I kind of broke these up as best I could in the bag, and there's an odor. There's pork rinds don't smell good, I'll be honest with you, so we're moving past that. Now we'll tell you that they also mentioned they tried this with the Catalina Crunch cereal snack mix, which is keto based. If you don't eat pork rinds, or can't eat pork rinds, or don't like pork rinds, maybe give this a try if you don't like them. But if you can't eat them for whatever reason, try your favorite keto cereal. Apparently that works really well. You just want something that's going to be covered in all of this chocolate and nummies. So I'm just going to break this up, and I'll measure this bowl here in just a second, just to make sure we're getting around 2.5 ounces, and I'll meet you right back here in just a second. Okay, so we now have exactly 2.5 ounces of pork rinds, and I did it in 2 separate bowls because you want to leave the dust behind. That dust, when we put it in our Ziploc bag and shake all this up, the dust is just going to collect all of our wonderful topping and not let it coat the pieces that we actually want to eat. So from there, we're going to use 1/2 cup of each of, this is a sugar-free creamy peanut butter, and then 1/2 cup of sugar-free or sweetened dark chocolate. I use the Lily's dark chocolate baking chips, which are sweetened with erythritol and stevia. So we're going to put this in the microwave, and this is going to go in 30-second increments, and we're going to stir it. Be careful, watch this, it will burn. The sweetener in the chocolate will burn. So 30 seconds at a time, and we're just going to get this into a nice melty mixture. Meet you right back here. Okay, this is 30 seconds. We're just going to give it a little mix. The chips or the chocolate is not quite melted, so we're going to put this back in. Probably do it in 10-second increments now because, again, you don't want this to burn. So I'll be right back. Oh, yes. So 15 seconds did it. So for my microwave, about 45 seconds with some stirring in the middle. So get all this mixed up, and then in the original video that they made this, they put all this in a Ziploc bag with the pork rinds and shook it, but all the chocolate remained on the outside of the bag, on the the walls of the bag, and so people told them, don't do that, put it in a bowl. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this in a bowl, and this is where you kind of want to have everything ready to go because it's going to move pretty fast. So get all that chocolate and peanut butter out of there. And now let's just give this a quick mix, and I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch it, but you want to make sure every single bit of, as much as you can, of this of the pork rinds are coated. You don't want any uncoated edges because that'll give away your secret of what this is made out of. All right, so I'll meet you right back. We've got it's mostly coated now, and I just need to somehow get all of this into our Ziploc bag. Dare I turn this up? This is where an extra hand in the kitchen might come in handy. Tell you what, let's do this. Yeah, that may help. So get it in your bag. Try not to make too much of a mess. It smells good. All I can smell is chocolate and peanut butter. The smell of the pork rinds are gone. So get your bag up, and then this is a half a cup of powdered confectioner's swerve. They've done it with allulose and with swerve, and they said they liked the swerve better. So that's what I'm using here today, but you can use your favorite powdered sweetener blend, whether that's monk fruit or whatever. So you just do this now and make sure it all gets coated. And this is where, the reason we did this in second grade is because it's great for the kids to get involved. So let them participate. And the powdered sugar kind of sets everything, sets your chocolate. Yeah, we're basically there. All right. So I'm going to get a baking sheet with a little bit of parchment paper on it. You can put this on a plate or whatever. And out this goes. Pour it out. Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Some of my pieces may be bigger than what they said because they did say 1/2 inch, but I didn't want to get them too small. So spread this out a little bit. And then this is going to go separate some of the pieces. This is going to go live in the fridge for about 10 minutes maybe. You just want it to set up and harden, get crunchy and crispy. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'm going to get cleaned up, and I'll meet you right back here in just a few minutes. All right, so we are back, and let's get started on this second recipe. But before we begin, I need to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Upside. Upside is the free app that earns you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and dining. There are over 100,000 different restaurants, gas stations, and grocery stores on the app, which means that earning cash back is right around the corner. Now, I live in a fairly large city, but spend most of my time right here in my small neighborhood. I thought when I started using the app that it was going to focus mainly on chain restaurants and chain dining, but that is not the case. As you can see here, just right around me in this this little area, all of my favorite little mom and pop local hotspots that I was already dining at anyway are part of this app. So I can get cash back right here by visiting some of my favorite places. Plus, when I travel, gas is fantastic to get cash back on. And these are not gimmicks like points and credits and rewards. This is actual cash money that you can transfer directly to your bank account and use however you like. Now, people earn 3 times more cash back using Upside than other products like loyalty programs or credit card rewards. Top Upside earners are making as much as $300 a month. To find out how much you could earn, be sure to click the link in the video description below to download the Upside app and use code Highfalutin to get an extra 25 cents for every gallon of gas on your first tank of gas, or you can scan the QR code here on the screen to claim this offer. So I'm using the free Upside app to earn cash back regularly at gas stations, grocery stores, restaurants. So thank you, Upside, for sponsoring this. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air. And for that, I am truly appreciative. So guys, if you want to support me, go support them. Earn cash back at Upside using the link in the video description below. All right, let's get started on this second recipe. Come on. All right, so let's get started on this second recipe. Again, this is the strawberry and white chocolate version of Nutty Buddies or Puppy Chow, whatever you call it. And don't worry, I'm going to put a link down below in the video description of both of these videos from the Keto Twins, so you can check out how they came up with this, where they got the ideas, and that sort of thing. Now, this recipe, I've already got the same ingredients. This is 2.5 ounces of pork rinds that I've already broken up into small pieces. Again, you want them kind of small, about 1/2 inch. These might be a little bit large, but we'll see. The strawberry part of this comes from freeze-dried strawberries. Now, I bought these locally, and I had to buy a pack of 4. But wherever you find them, you're just looking for 100% freeze-dried strawberries. That's all that's in this. They used 1/4 cup of this and of the freeze-dried strawberries, and they said that it wasn't enough. The recipe that they wrote down in their comment section says they would use 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup. So we're going to go with the 1/2 cup measure. So there are definitely some carbs in freeze-dried strawberries. This whole package here, which is 1 serving, they state, has got 10 total carbs and 2 grams of fiber, so it's 8 net carbs. But we're only going to be using a portion of that, and this is going to be spread over 4, 5, 6 servings of the final product. So add that as you will. You know, this is might be considered low carb instead of keto. That's up to you. But these are just literally strawberries. Look at them. And if you buy these and you don't know what else to do with them, and you have some extras left over, this will be a whole pack of this brand would be 1/2 cup. This is what's in the Starbucks pink drinks. I have a video, I'll put a link to it up here, making a keto version of the strawberry pink drink, and if you want to do that, these are a great topping for that if you have some left over. But this is going to go in with 1/2 cup again of our powdered sweetener. This is Swerve sweetener because that's what they said they liked best. So 1/2 cup of strawberries, freeze-dried strawberries, 1/2 cup of powdered sweetener. I'm going to put this in a little blender here, and I'm a little bullet, and we're going to powder this up real quick. So that's just our pink sweetened strawberry dust. So I'm going to put that to the side. We need to melt our white chocolate. Now, in our last recipe, they used 1/2 cup of peanut butter and 1/2 cup of chocolate. Because we don't have the peanut butter, all we have is the white chocolate, so we're just going to use a full cup of that. So we're going to mix that together. They added 3 drops of a vegetable-based red food coloring. I'm going to do that just because it makes it nice and pink, but you can be glad you easily omit that without any affecting the recipe at all, but it looks kind of festive, I think. So if you've got a safe food coloring that you feel comfortable with, by all means try it. All right, in the microwave, 30-second increments. This one will burn easier than the chocolate one, so be careful while you're mixing this. All right. Okay, not quite melted, but you do want to give it a mix about halfway through. Back in the microwave, we'll go in 15-second increments.
2 seconds later.
Okay, just to preview that it can be done, this is what happens if you leave it for literally 5 seconds longer than it should have been. I burnt that. I don't want any of that charred taste in my recipe. And luckily I bought an extra bag of chips. So I'm going to put this to the side and I want to start over and melt our chocolate all over again and go much slower. Okay. And you and I both know the solution to that is to do it the right way. This is where I literally had just warned you, oh, it's so easy to burn. And you're like, well, Wesley, why didn't you just use a double boiler on the stove? And that's what I should have done, but I'm following the recipe as it was written. I just didn't follow directions myself. All right, I'm going to put the 3 drops of vegetable food coloring in. Should make it a little strawberry pink. Again, you can easily omit this, but I'm doing it because they did, and I happen to have some already from another project. It's been sitting in the pantry for a while. All right, so our pink chocolate is ready. This goes in, and again, we're doing it in a bowl instead of the bag for this step to avoid the bag eating, in a way, most of our chocolate coating. And the other one came out of the refrigerator, and it is gorgeous, just so you know. Can't wait to try it. And I've got a smaller bowl here, so I'm just going to stir this up real quick, and I'll speed this up as soon as this is coated. Okay, this one was a little bit harder to coat because it doesn't have that peanut butter to really loosen up that chocolate. So once the chocolate sort of hit these room temperature pork rinds, it kind of got a little thick, but it's not too bad. Now into our Ziploc bag again. Hopefully this one won't be as hard to do as that other one. Call the kids in off the sofa and make them come help you do this. And then we're going to, in a couple of batches, we're going to put in about a third, maybe half of our powdered strawberries and sweetener. Get out of the way. Into our bag, coat, and then reapply and coat again. So let's do, oh, that's nice and pink. Hope you can see how good that looks. Okay, zip it up and shake, shake, shake. Okay, let's go in with the rest of our powdered sweetener and strawberries. Zip and shake, shake, shake. Ooh la la. Pour it right in our pan. It is pretty and pink for sure. Wow. Now, in the fridge for 10 minutes, just let it set up. And I'm going to let both of these come back to room temperature. Be right back, and we're going to test these and let you know what I think about puppy chow. See you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back, and look, I mean, they look beautiful. Here, this was so easy. The chocolate ones came out beautiful. They're dry. They don't leave any residue on the fingers. And here are the strawberry white chocolate ones, and they also look really good and don't leave any residue on the fingers. The question is, do these taste like pork rinds with chocolate on them, or do they taste like Muddy Buddies or Puppy Chow or Reindeer Chow or whatever you want to call it? So let's try the chocolate ones first, because that was the first recipe we made. Now, the calories and macros for this are going to vary based on the products, because this is all just pre-made products. So take your ingredients and add up the ingredients, divide by how many servings you're going to get out of this, and that'll let you know. But they're pretty low carb, I got to tell you that. I'm not saying they're low calorie, but they are low carb. So crunchy. Yeah. Okay. I detected a little bit of pork rind in that, but I think that was one of the larger pieces. I think I made these too big. I did everything they said not to do. Make them big and don't burn your chocolate. So let's go for one of these smaller pieces. I was scared I was getting them too small, but like that's the size of maybe like a peanut M&M, you know, or maybe an almond. That's good. Definitely the smaller the better. Ain't mad at that one bit. Peanut butter, chocolate. That's good. Okay, hold on. That's pretty good. Okay, the white chocolate strawberry. Let's go with let's get one that's nice and coated. I'm the only person gonna be eating these, so I can put it back. That's about the size. Doesn't smell like pork rinds at all. I like that one better. Perfect amount of strawberry. There's a fairly good amount of strawberry flavor. The white chocolate. Those are my favorites. Now, I saw somebody mention in the comments, what happens if you eat a chocolate one? Let's find the right size one. Matching sizes. If you eat a chocolate one and a strawberry together, does it become a chocolate covered strawberry? Woo! That's dangerous, y'all. I don't know. If you gave these to somebody who wasn't keto, they would detect something was up. I don't know they would exactly be able to tell what it was unless they looked at them. You could, you know, if you take a cross section of it, you'll be like, what? What is that? Don't tell them it's a pork rind. Yeah? Oh my God. Okay. Those are wicked good. If one of you have made these and know how to store them, because I cannot leave this out. Do I store them in the fridge? Or are they going to get soggy? Or do I store them in an airtight container on the counter? That's probably what I'm going to do, because there's nothing in them that's perishable. So, whew, those are so good. So there you have it, kids. Muddy Buddies, Puppy Chow, Reindeer Chow, whatever you want to call it. These things are good. Make them small and don't burn your chocolate. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I say this every time. These videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating, and looking in the end of that camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate you to come along for the journey. I'm going to ask that you please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the like button. That's the easiest thing you do. It doesn't cost you a dime. Lets the YouTube algorithm know that this is a video that they might share with other people with similar interests. Be sure to follow me over on Facebook and Instagram. I'm just Highfalutin Low Carb in both of those places. I talk a little more frequently, a little more freely, show some of the things that I'm doing throughout the day if you're interested in that. Thanks again to Upside for sponsoring this video, and more importantly, thank you to my rock stars, my Patreon members. You're going to see all their names start to scroll here on the sides. If you don't know what Patreon is, think of it as the tip jar for the internet. It lets people like you who enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube. You can give $1 or $2 a month just to keep the train on the tracks. All right, I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. And remember, today is a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye.